I think the best part of the week for me is just being at home, really. So everything just feels, I feel comfortable, in this element. Seeing all my family, seeing all my friends, and I'd say the food also. Good food.
I've been waiting for the draft for so long. It's like this 3 months has been like the longest 3 months of my life. In this day, I swear I've been in this car like 3 hours. It's been like hour 30 minutes.
I hear people say it's exciting, and it is exciting, but gosh, when he comes home, he's got to sweep the hallway. So.
If you go out, you work hard, and you'll be able to pursue your dreams in the NFL. You'll have a nice, long NFL career.
We kind of kept each other accountable to working out and to making the right decision. And we have in our motto, Iowa football, as you know, do the right thing. And that's what we were doing the right thing, and it all paid out.
Prime time or pine time is the best time in life. Hey, what I say? Beast mode. Make them sorry.
Whether it's just doing the little things or, instilling that discipline in me, on the field having, just a, mental toughness to get through a game, get knocked down, get back up. And so I think that's the main thing that they really, taught me is just how to mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah, Coach Sharon showed me that like the details is like what's needed to win, and like how important the fourth quarter games are, or finishing drives, or November football. Just taught me those things, and I feel like that's why he's so respected, because he's a good coach, and like not many coaches coach to the detail like he does.
It is amazing. Only Josh could pull this off. I'm telling you, he could only pull this off, that when he's thinking about taking this step, that it's on his home turf. So I think that's pretty cool.
I don't know, a lot of stuff is going through my head. I mean, like, I've been thinking about the draft for like the past 3-4 months, and it's finally here. It's like all the like training and like interviews and testing I had to do, it's all over. Now all I have to do is just wait for their call, if I get tonight or tomorrow night or whenever. And I'm excited though. Like a lot of my family is coming. And so it just means a lot that like all of my family members are gonna be here.
Playbook hour at the NFL Draft.
Well, today we're at the NFL Play 60 with kids. We're pretty much just doing events, just trying to help out and just be an inspiration to the kids. The stars aligned perfectly for me. I remember when I was this age, trying to be with NFL players, or find people who were older than me that I could look up to. Now it's it's the reciprocal. So I'm the guy who's inspiring the kids that want to achieve their dreams. So I'm just trying to do the best I can and just help them have fun.
Warren represents hard work. So in this Warren like Youngstown area, there's a lot of steel mills, and they closed, and it moved like a lot of the population out. And so a lot of these people who've been in the area, like their roots come from working in the steel mills, and that's a way hard job. You're grinding pretty much for however long a day, and it just represents to me that like all these people here, like they're gritty and they work hard. When your background comes from like people who work hard, you automatically have to work hard. In football, you can't be good in football unless you put in the work, unless you put in the time, unless you're tough. And I mean, a lot of people, that's why I think like Iowa was such a good fit for me, because I'm tough and physical, and like everybody that comes from this area, like if you watch high school football, like the Warren games versus like the Youngstown teams, I mean, it's just physical like matchups, and I don't know, I really think that helped me on the football field. Iowa is my home now. Like when I would tell people like I'm going home and stuff, I'd be going back to Iowa, and it just means a lot that even though I spent like 3 years there, 3.5 years, like I'll remember those times forever. Like I met like my best friends, and I really enjoyed my time there. And Iowa football, like it's just, I mean, it just means a lot. Like before, like when I first got there, like I didn't realize like how big the tradition and stuff was, and like going through the program and playing through those rivalry games, you realize like how important Iowa football is to the people there, to the teammates and the coaches. It just means a lot that like everybody around the Iowa football program, they really care about Iowa.
You know, it seems like he's been playing forever, but I know he first started playing football in 4th grade. He played, you know, all of the rec league sports, you know, basketball, football, baseball, you know, ran track a little bit even. So he's, you know, I think it all started about 4th grade. And every weekend and, you know, during the week with baseball, we were doing that. So it's been a while. So he's been on this journey for quite a while, and this is kind of where it's landed him. Well, you know, I think the thing is that he always knew that he had the ability. And just, again, like those seasons in rec league, just staying in the game, continuing to work. And then when it's your opportunity, when you get a moment, you know, when you get your moment or you get the opportunity, you have to take that opportunity and, you know, step up and do what you've worked hard to do the whole time. So I wasn't surprised. I just, you know, I think I was just waiting, you know, for an opportunity for him. And when he got the opportunity to start, you know, this past season, again, I look back to probably the Wyoming game when he had his first interception. I knew that it was going to be a pretty special season. You know, that was his first college career interception, and I just thought, wow, you know, he is really serious about this thing, and that was fun for him. Also, everything that he's done, kind of the underlying theme, it's been work and fun. So he'll work at it, but boy, he wants to make sure he has a good time doing it, and I saw that through all of his games, just, you know, having a good time doing the thing that he loved. You know what? I think Iowa kind of chose him. It was just so interesting that year. He had started out his senior year here at Lake Dallas in town. Oh, it was a phenomenal season. That was his first year starting. Phenomenal season. He had started off with just, he was playing both on defense and offense, and just he had just a phenomenal amount of yards that he had gained even in just, you know, 4 or 5 games. And that 5th game of the season, he actually fractured his ankle and was out the rest of the season. And so, you know, we were thinking, well, okay, you know, this dream maybe of college football could be over if you're looking to go to a Division I school. But Iowa had been talking to him up until that point. And even after he, you know, recuperated, they were still talking. And so I think in a sense, Iowa chose him. I had the opportunity to go up and talk to the coaching staff. And I tell you, Coach Ferentz, we talked, if not an hour and a half, it may have been 2 hours in his office, because I was asking a lot of questions, and it just went on and on and on, and he did not flinch. He answered every question. He asked, you have more questions? So, I mean, that made a huge difference to me, that he would allow me that time to ask all the questions, to you know, talk about any concerns that I had. And then beyond that, we went out into the community, and I distinctly remember after stepping out, after that meeting, I stepped out of the complex, and my sister called me. She says, "What is Iowa like?" I said, "Oh my God, it is apple pie." I said, we went to local restaurants, we walked through the Ped Mall, and the people were wonderful, very open and very inviting, and I thought, this could be pretty good to send my son to. And so with the coaching staff and with all that they talked to me about their program, their focus on academics, the values that they had in the school, and then, you know, to top that off, to go out into the community and see that, you know, that was reflected in the community, that they were accepting and open, and that meant a lot to me. It really did. I just want him to stay true to himself. He has shown just remarkable maturity from the time that he left in high school to through the growth in his college career. I just want him to stay on that continuum, to keep growing into the man that I see him becoming. Just stay true to yourself. You know, what you've what you've done so far, the work that you've done, the values that you've shown, they will take you the rest of the way. You know, he has a fearlessness, he has courage, he's kind. You know, all of those things will help him on his journey, and those are fine things for him to take into those next steps. So I'm confident that he's ready and that he'll do just fine.
My dad's from Warren, and we actually moved back to Warren because my grandparents and my other family members were getting older, and he wanted to move back because we were always so far away from them. So like he actually played here. So in 1990 we won the state championship, and he was a part of that team, and it was him and Corey Stringer. But yeah, I knew a lot when I came here, and when I came here I actually wore my dad's same football number, and I don't know, I just knew that, like, I mean, it was different, like high school football. Like if you haven't seen high school football like at the top level, like you'll be shocked, because I mean the stadium, like my first varsity game here, I played in front of like 8,000 people. I mean, it's crazy. Like I knew that like football here, like if you do good at football here, like you'll be able to go anywhere in the country. When I was like getting recruited to Iowa, like going on visits or walking around the facility when I was there, just seeing like the other players, like those players that are in the NFL, like hung up on the walls, like that's gonna be me, like hung up on the walls, and like some younger player or some recruiter is gonna like be asking Coach Ferentz, like, who is that? Like, when did he play? And it just means a lot that like I can leave Iowa with the legacy, and also means a lot. I mean, it also puts a lot on me because, as you said, there's a legacy of Iowa football players in the NFL. So that means like when I go to my NFL team, I have to play at a certain standard. I have to do things at a certain standard, or it'll make all the other Iowa football players that come after me look bad. So I have to do pretty much everything that Coach Ferentz, we talked about during my time there, and just go to work every day and give it my all.
So he has 2 suit options. We're gonna make a game time decision, so we'll see when he comes in kind of what he's feeling and what he wants to wear. But we know that he's gonna wear one of the 2 Gucci shoes over there. If you guys want to check those out. And I think he's gonna wear a Gucci tie and an awesome Gucci shirt. I get the guys ready for the draft, and then they contract us out for the rest of the year, and we get them ready for games, appearances, award shows. It's hard because you try to steer them in a way where it makes sense for them, but then at the same time you're dealing with their personalities and the likes, their dislikes, and it tends to get interesting, which you'll experience shortly when the other suit guy comes up.
You know, I'm one of the first ones to come out of that city, so I just want to, make sure I do the right things to represent, my community, represent my family, represent, most importantly, just the last name on my back. I'd say for Coach Parker, the main thing he taught me is to, never settle, never be complacent. Always try to grow, always try to improve yourself each and every day, and have the underdog mentality. Coach Ferentz, he's been a great impact and role model in my life. When I have questions, I just go and sit in his office and talk to him. I think the main thing that he taught me is just to, focus on one thing, be the best at one thing that you can be. So I think those are the 2, top things I took from both of my coaches. It's finally here. Today's the last day. I got my beautiful suit on. I'm ready to go. Tear up the red carpet, tear up the draft. So, I'm just trying to enjoy it all with all my family and friends.
So this Coach Peterson, he coached D-line when I was in high school. He's like pretty much like a SWAT person. I mean, they kick through doors and raid houses, but I mean, he's good. And he's a preacher too, so he's taught me a lot in football and spiritually too.
Well, I'm serious, man. I'm proud of you, and not just for the football aspect. I'm more proud of the young man that you are. Getting ready to graduate, you remain humble, which I love about you. I always loved about you. You've always been kind of an easygoing kid. And that $1 million smile right there, somebody need to put you in commercials with that $1 million smile. You know, I told him that. But so, hey, can we get a picture with you real quick?
Yeah.
You need an agent?
Nah, I already got one. It's a little too late.
I'm already hired.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Damn, what y'all doing out here? Yeah, hot dog shop?
Making people's day miserable. Making people's day miserable. That's what we're doing.
But
no, seriously, James, I'm extremely proud of you, man. Talked to Coach on a little bit, Coach Jones, and I'm really, really proud of you. Just a young man. You've been seriously, whatever you do.
Thank you.
Money, adoration, it'll all fade away.
Thank you.
Just be the humble young man you are, man. And that personality is going to take you further than even your NFL career.
All right.
You know, you got a great example in your dad. Your dad is an outstanding guy. Your brother, older brother. You got a lot of good foundation. Keep building off of that.
All right.
You know, the pastor in me is going to say,
right.
Keep God first.
Right.
Keep God first.
Right.
All right?
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
Make sure you get back here and see us.
All right.
All right? Proud of you.
Thank you.
Cheering you tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Are you ready? Let's get it started. The 2018 NFL Draft is now officially open.
All right, Jimmy, have fun. Go get it. Go get it, baby. Go get it, baby.
Bro, it has to be bro. It has to be Chicago or Denver, bro. Hello? Yeah, this is James.
I'm gonna be great when I go to the NFL. I'll get 3 rings, no, 4 rings. I'll do more for my community than anyone has ever done.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'll be the best humanitarian in the league. I'll do better than great. I'll do good. On and off the field.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I want to be man of the year. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Is proud to sponsor the Walter Payton NFL Man of
Yeah.
the Year Award.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Just can't resist the great taste of Heinz.
Thank you.
Introducing deliciously creamy Heinz.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Yeah.
Introducing Taco Bell's latest.
I'm at this country club, this golf country club.
Seasoned beef topped with a lavish blend of 3 melty cheeses. Another $1 masterpiece. Only at Taco Bell.
Oh God. All right. All right, bye.
With the 39th pick in the 2018 draft, the Chicago Bears select James Daniels, center, Iowa.
In the 2018 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Josh Jackson, D-back, Iowa.
Coming out of the green room, and he is now a Green Bay Packer.
Now they get the instinctive corner from Iowa. 8 interceptions, former wide receiver. Some people have kind of compared him to Richard Sherman. 4.55 40, great ball skills, former wideout. Remember, long, almost 6'1", 196 pounds.
It's where I started my career in college, and I'll be able to, start my NFL career there. So, I'm so happy, and it's such a surreal feeling.
Once it finally rang, my heart started beating at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And so I'm just over there, like mid-call, like, yo, like, who is it, blah, blah, blah. And, once he got done, he's like, it's just Chicago. And once it came up on the screen, it was truly incredible to see, just the emotion from, myself and him and just everyone that was around me. It was just truly a great moment.
I was in tears. I'm sure someone probably caught it on camera because he was crying, and I know how much it means to him to live out his dream, because he's so blessed to be able to do that, and we're so fortunate that we have such a big family and they were able to share this moment with us.
Just excitement.
Just a lot of excitement for James. Last night, I don't think things really went kind of as he expected. So for him to go to Chicago is just a great feeling. Personally, just for our whole family. He was surrounded by friends and family tonight, and for him to get that call, it was just a very proud moment.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, first, like, having all my family there and everybody came here just to see me. I mean, it's an amazing feeling. But like once when I saw like the Lake Forest area code number, Lake Forest, like it says like, I was like, Illinois, it has to be, I mean, it has to be Chicago. I was so happy to get that call. When I visit the Bears, like the tradition and history of the Bears, I mean, it's just as good as the tradition and history as any team in the NFL. So yeah, I would say to my family, just thank you. Like they've done so much, like my entire life. Like my parents always made me, like I made them mad sometimes, but they always made sure that there's food on the table, all that stuff. I mean, now I'm getting drafted, so like there's no way, even my grandparents, aunts, uncles, all the times like they would feed me at their house. I mean, there's so much stuff that, I mean, it'd be hard to pay them back.